This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
2 murder trials began this morning in St. Louis with no shows from prosecutors. It is the latest fallout from a series of resignations inside Kim Gardner's circuit attorney's office. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson. Ann Allred is off today.
And I'm Mike Bush. 5 on your side's Christine Byers spent most of her day at the courthouse downtown, and she witnessed what it's like in court after prosecutors continue to leave. She's live with the latest. Christine.
That's right, Mike. 3 murder trials were supposed to begin this morning at 9 a.m. Only one of them actually did, and another ended with a judge giving Gardner 7 days to explain to him why he shouldn't hold her in contempt of court after no one showed up for that trial, and he wants to know why he shouldn't put her in jail or issue a fine or issue both. Raphael Morris's client has been sitting in jail for 2 years, waiting for his day in court. His trial for the murder of a woman who was taking her 4-day-old baby to the doctor in 2020 was supposed to start Monday.
No one was able to fill in to try this case today, and as a result, my client did not get his day in court.
The judge called Gardner's office to find out if a prosecutor would be coming after no one showed up for the first 30 minutes. She said she, quote, reluctantly granted a continuance.
This is a case where my client is innocent. He has entered a plea of not guilty, and he's looking forward to showing that he was not responsible for these very heinous crimes.
I then went to another courtroom where another man found out he will be behind bars longer after no one from the circuit attorney's office even showed up for his trial. Jonathan Jones is accused of killing a man on the Arch grounds in September of 2021. The judge gave Gardner 1 week to explain why she shouldn't be imprisoned or pay a fine or both for being a no-show in the case and held in contempt of court. The trial for Stanley Barge did begin with jury selection Monday. He is accused of shooting a man before barricading himself in a home in 2022. The prosecutors who showed up on that case Monday just got assigned to it on Friday. Meanwhile, Morris is asking the judge to let his client out on bond, a decision she said would have to wait until Friday to ensure the victims are told what's happening on the case.
It's not justice for my client. It's not justice for the victims. It's not justice for the citizens of St. Louis, who all deserve better.
Now, several judges I talked to also today say they have heard additional prosecutors are leaving the circuit attorney's office, and they've already given notice. They're not sure what's going to happen to those cases either. We've asked Kim Gardner for comment regarding today's developments. She has not responded yet, but I did obtain a statement that was sent out to her people today internally. In it, she says, I emphatically refute the suggestion that I am throwing my staff under the proverbial bus. Now you can read the rest of that statement on KSDK.com in just a few minutes. Live outside.
Christine, thanks. Today, Planned Parenthood hosted 3 pop-up clinics for new patients seeking gender-affirming care. It was in response to a recent emergency regulation on gender transitioning from Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey.
Justina Coronel was at one of the pop-up clinics today, and she joins us in studio with details. Justina.
Yeah, Kelly and Mike. So there were 3 clinics today, 1 on the other side of the river and 2 in Missouri. I went to the Central West End location earlier today, and the people I spoke to all had a common theme. They're scared and fear they're running out of time.
90 years, then, now, and tomorrow. It's a sign from Planned Parenthood. It'll continue to serve.
We're always here. We're not going anywhere.
Missouri Attorney General put a timer on last week when he said new restrictions on gender-affirming care are coming, including restrictions like requiring 18 months of therapy before receiving the care.
And I immediately started crying. A lot of us right now are terrified.
Fear pushed Harley Cameron to the Central West End facility Monday morning.
We go into the nice little pop-up vehicle.
It's one of the 3 Planned Parenthood pop-up clinics accepting new patients seeking gender-affirming care.
So for me personally, I'm going to be starting low-dose testosterone. I am extremely worried that it will not be available to me.
Fiak Makanda also came for her 16-year-old daughter.
Today we are here to boldly go get our hormones before they're taken away from us.
When the news broke, time stood still for them.
I've seen how much gender-affirming care can actually save a trans child's life. There's so much hatred. just want to give her some more support.
Every person here saw Chief Medical Officer Dr. Colleen McNicholas.
I was incredibly surprised to see just how many folks were here when the doors opened at 8 o'clock.
McNicholas admits while it's a race against the clock, it's the past that's guiding them into the future.
Just like we did with abortion care, we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to show up for the trans community. We know what it's like to have to adapt and be nimble in order to meet the needs for patients.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a St. Louis man is in the hospital after a SWAT team shot him. Early this morning on Balson Avenue, police say the man barricaded himself inside a burning South St. Louis home. 5 officers opened fire once they saw him point a rifle out of a second-story window. The original call was for a domestic dispute.
A 5-year-old boy is dead after getting run over by a tractor in Lincoln County. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says the man driving the tractor didn't close the door all the way, causing the boy to fall out. This happened yesterday afternoon in Foley. There's no word at this time whether any charges will be filed. Tonight, many are continuing to clean up across the bi-state. Over the weekend, powerful storms hit our area with at least 8 tornadoes touching down. Cities like Baldwin, Valley Park, and Fenton got hit the hardest in St. Louis County. And Mercedes McKay joins us live in Baldwin tonight. Mercedes.
Mike, I'm here at the point at Baldwin Commons, and you can see behind me this window is completely boarded up. That's because Saturday night's winds actually blew that window out. Now this pool is closed while repairs take place, and many others in St. Louis County continue to rebuild. From trees getting picked up in Fenton, to shattered glass inside a Baldwin Rec Center pool, to street signs down in Valley Park. Areas in St. Louis County are still cleaning up.
The branches went through, they went under the hood and the firewall, went through the car, impaled the driver's seat and out the side windows. So you can definitely see like there was rotation.
Anna McCorkill-Jones woke up Sunday morning to this. Her car's windshield completely shattered with a tree in the middle of it.
I just prayed and I said, God, protect my kids, protect my family, even protect the cat. And I was like, don't care about the house or the cars, just keep them safe.
McCorkill-Jones was actually saying that prayer from her car as the storm hit Saturday night when she was already halfway home from work.
I'm thinking I'm driving out of the storm. I'm like driving directly toward the tornado. And it jumped off of 44 right there at Bowles where I got off at. So I'm like, wow, thanks for protecting me too. I forgot to pray for myself.
McCorkill-Jones describing the drive home as fine until it wasn't.
As soon as I jumped on there on 44, that's when everything changed. And my prayers increased in intensity.
Now that she's home safely, she's not worried about the things she lost, but the people that surround her.
I think that's the part that I like the most, is seeing just how beautiful people are inside and out.
Back here in Baldwin, the rest of the rec center is actually running as usual. City officials tell me there's not a set date yet of when this pool can open. Live in Baldwin, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
In Jefferson County, Herculaneum and Festus saw some of the worst damage. Take a look at the destruction at Cade's Playground. The playground was created after a family wanted accessibility for their young son, Cade. The city administrator says they'll need donations to keep what they call this, quote, labor of love alive. The Metro East also experienced its own severe weather with high winds. The National Weather Service confirmed an EF1 tornado touched down over the weekend. Tonight, Hecker has most of his power outages resolved. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported.